Is there an opportunity to combine the plans at all? I know some people have called for you to use the Republican bonding for a couple of years idea and then do your idea of the toll revenue coming in.
I'd be happy to talk about that.
So it's possibly on the table?
Possibly on the table, sure.
Are you frustrated, though, with Republicans saying absolutely no to tolls at this point?
Well, I understand it, and I think it's going to be a campaign issue they're really looking forward to in a couple of years. But I'd ask them to have a little longer-term perspective and say the most important thing everybody says, business and labor, is to fix our roads. We've agreed with the Republicans we need $700 or $800 million additional. We both have agreed on that. They want to do it with more borrowing on the company credit card. I think I want to get folks who use the roads to pay for it.
Every time I talk to people in the state, I'm hearing a common theme. There's a lot of people who are angry. They have tax fatigue. How do you sell it to those people, and what do you tell them? Are tolls the only answer at this point?
The answer is economic growth. Get this state moving again. We're about the only state in the country that doesn't have as many people working today as 30 years ago. That is a disaster for us. And if you want to get this state going again, you want to get it growing, you've got to invest in our 21st century transportation infrastructure. I've got to speed up Metro North and get you from Hartford to New Haven to Stamford to New York in a lot less time. Tie this community together. And congestion pricing to get those cars off the road at peak hours so people can move around. So look, I'm sympathetic to the taxpayers. We don't need more taxes, but we need economic growth and more taxpayers. And transportation's a big piece of that puzzle.
The budget is very complex. The taxpayer would say, Governor, go find it somewhere else in the budget. We get so much revenue coming in. What do you say to them?
I tell them that we have the smallest increase in recent history when it comes to this budget. I can tell them we held the line on the income tax, held the line on the corporate income tax, tried to give some people some relief at the property tax level. Look, if we had eliminated the entire income tax, which was the plan from the Republicans last time around, you would have gutted the middle class. You would have jacked up property taxes, cut municipal aid, cut state aid. I've held them harmless. I can't give people a lot of additional money. We don't have the money to do that. I'm fiscally pretty cheap. But I'm keeping faith with people when it comes to education and their property tax.
What happens if we don't put in tolls soon?
If we just kick the can like we have a habit of doing and borrow a little more and fix this here and patch up there, in 30 years we'll be in the same situation we are today. No growth and squabbling over diminishing economic pie, and I'm not going to let that happen. You know, I'm going to make the next governor look pretty good. They're the ones that are going to be rebuilding the roads and bridges. They'll have the money coming in to do it. And I think in 5-10 years, you'll see the state beginning to grow and blossom, in part because of the transportation upgrades we've made.
Tolls are a tax, and they aren't the only tax that you had put in your proposal. There was the sales tax expansion, which there was a long list there, tax on sugary drinks, tax on plastic bags, vaping products, liquor bottles. You've proposed canceling some of the tax relief that was agreed upon in the last bipartisan budget. Again, people have tax fatigue. What do you say to people who say he's just another tax and spend Democrat in office?
That I'm cutting $600 million a year out of our bonded indebtedness. And I'm not getting much help, you know, from across the aisle. Every mayor and every legislator has a special project they want me to fund. We're not doing that. I'm saving well over $100 million in the state employee plan. Working in collaboration with labor. That's a really big savings, something we've never done. I think I told you it's the smallest increase this state has seen in many a year. So I get it. I also inherited an enormous deficit, $1.5 billion, going up to a lot more than that in the second half of this biennium. And I'm not going to play the same games that we're used to playing in this building, which is let's take some revenues from next year, use them this year, and let's push some expenses out. That's the wrong way to go.